Imagine standing before the Great Pyramids of Giza, feeling the weight of history pressing down on you. These colossal structures, built over 4,500 years ago, stand as a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. But there's something even more fascinating, something that defies conventional explanations. Their precise alignment with the Orion constellation, the mathematical perfection of their dimensions, the mystery of how such massive stones were transported and assembled with near impossible precision. How could a civilization with no known advanced machinery achieve such feats? Now expand your vision beyond Egypt. Across the world, other ancient civilizations, seemingly disconnected by time and geography, were also constructing megalithic structures with astonishing accuracy, all while possessing an uncanny knowledge of astronomy. The Mayans in Mesoamerica built pyramids that tracked celestial events with astonishing precision. The Sumerians in Mesopotamia left behind intricate star maps and myths of gods descending from the heavens. The Dogon tribe of Mali possessed knowledge of the Sirius star system long before modern telescopes could confirm its existence. And in the dense jungles of South America, the Inca built structures like Sacsayhuaman, with stones so precisely fitted together that even a razor blade cannot slide between them. This raises a profound question. Did these ancient civilizations possess lost knowledge, possibly even contact with beings beyond our world? To answer this, let's begin with the Sumerians, one of the oldest known civilizations in human history, dating back over 5,000 years. Their legends speak of powerful deities known as the Anunnaki, celestial beings who descended to Earth to shape human civilization. The Anunnaki are often described as humanoid, but vastly superior in intellect and abilities. According to Sumerian texts, these beings taught humanity agriculture, writing, architecture, and astronomy, effectively jump-starting civilization. But here's where things get strange. The Sumerians recorded astonishing details about the solar system, details that modern scientists only confirmed in recent centuries. Their cuneiform tablets depict a solar system with all its planets, including Uranus and Neptune, both of which were officially discovered by modern science thousands of years later. How did a civilization with no telescopes know about these distant celestial bodies? Some researchers believe the answer lies in their mythology, that the Anunnaki were not just myths, but visitors from the stars, bringing advanced knowledge with them, and the Sumerians were not alone in these celestial connections. Thousands of miles away, the Dogon tribe of Mali, West Africa, had an oral tradition that spoke of visitors from the Sirius star system. The Dogon believed that beings called the Nommo came from Sirius B, a white dwarf star that is completely invisible to the naked eye. The strangest part? Sirius B wasn't discovered by modern astronomers until 1862, yet the Dogon people had precise knowledge of its existence centuries earlier. They not only knew about Sirius B, but also described its orbital period around Sirius A, a fact that was scientifically confirmed much later. How could an isolated tribe, with no written language or known means of astronomical observation, possess such advanced knowledge? Could it be that their legends, like those of the Sumerians, were based on real encounters? Moving westward to Egypt, we encounter another astonishing mystery, the Pyramids of Giza. These massive structures, which have stood the test of time for millennia, were built with mathematical precision that still baffles researchers today. The three pyramids of Giza are perfectly aligned with the three stars of Orion's belt. Ancient Egyptian texts repeatedly reference Orion and Sirius as the realms of the gods, particularly Osiris and Isis. But why was such importance placed on these celestial bodies? Some researchers believe the pyramids were not just tombs, but energy centers, or even star maps designed to guide the souls of the pharaohs to the heavens. But the real question is, how were they built? The Great Pyramid consists of over 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing between 2 to 30 tons. Transporting, cutting, and assembling these stones with such precision should have been impossible without advanced tools or machinery. The mainstream explanation credits an immense labor force and rudimentary tools, but alternative theories suggest the possibility of lost technology, or perhaps even external guidance. Could the Egyptians have received knowledge from an advanced race, just as the Sumerians claim to have learned from the Anunnaki. The mystery doesn't end there. Let's travel across the ocean to Teotihuacan, the ancient city of the gods in Mexico. This sprawling metropolis, built by an unknown civilization before the Aztecs, contains a pyramid complex that mirrors the layout of the solar system. The Pyramid of the Sun and Pyramid of the Moon are placed in alignment with celestial bodies, just like the pyramids of Giza. Teotihuacan's builders also incorporated the mathematical constant pi into their architectural design, something that shouldn't have been possible for a civilization supposedly lacking advanced mathematics. And then there's Sacsayhuaman, an Incan fortress in Peru that continues to defy explanation. The stones used in its construction are not only massive, some weighing over 100 tons, but they are also fitted together so precisely that modern engineers are left in awe. No mortar was used, yet the stones have remained intact for centuries, surviving earthquakes that have crumbled newer buildings. The Incas claimed that the gods had given them the knowledge to build such structures, but could these gods have been something else entirely? What if these ancient civilizations weren't just randomly aligned with the stars, but were following a greater design? A design inspired, guided, or even dictated by beings from beyond Earth. Some theorists argue that ancient texts, myths, and monuments all point to one thing: the possibility that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in the distant past. Whether as gods, teachers, or architects, these beings may have left behind knowledge that shaped human civilization. Others believe that ancient humans themselves once had access to lost technologies, perhaps harnessing energies we can no longer comprehend. The deeper we look, the more questions arise. Were these advanced astronomical alignments, mythologies, and architectural marvels purely human ingenuity? Or is there a missing piece to this ancient puzzle, one that points to an origin beyond our planet? Lost knowledge, forbidden technology, and the space connection. Across the world, countless ancient civilizations share an eerie commonality: an obsession with the stars, advanced knowledge that seems far beyond their time, and myths of divine beings descending from the heavens. But what if these myths were more than just stories? What if they contained hidden truths about humanity's forgotten past? To unravel this mystery, we must delve deeper into the forbidden knowledge that ancient cultures may have possessed, knowledge that suggests they understood not only astronomy, but also advanced engineering, energy manipulation, and possibly even space travel. Let's start with a civilization that still puzzles historians today: the Indus Valley Civilization. Flourishing around 3300 BCE in what is now modern-day Pakistan and India, the Indus people built highly advanced cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Their urban planning was centuries ahead of its time, featuring complex drainage systems, multi-story buildings, and sophisticated water reservoirs. But the most baffling mystery of all: the lack of weapons or signs of warfare in their ruins. Unlike the Egyptians or Sumerians, who documented their conquests and military advancements, the Indus Valley people seem to have thrived in peace. Some theorists suggest this points to the influence of an advanced external force, perhaps one that guided them toward a different societal model. But there's something even more astonishing. In the 1920s, archaeologists uncovered a shocking find in Mohenjo-Daro: layers of melted stone and high radiation levels. Some researchers argue that this could be evidence of an ancient nuclear explosion. The only other place where similar levels of vitrification, stone turned to glass by extreme heat, have been found is at nuclear test sites. Ancient Indian texts, like the Mahabharata, describe a devastating war where a single projectile charged with all the power of the universe created an explosion brighter than 1,000 suns, reducing cities to ashes. Was this merely poetic exaggeration, or a lost memory of advanced weaponry? Speaking of ancient texts, let's turn to another civilization that spoke of mind-boggling technology: the ancient Egyptians. While most mainstream scholars view Egyptian hieroglyphs as purely symbolic, some alternative researchers believe that certain carvings depict flying machines, electrical devices, and even light bulbs. The Dendera light bulb, a relief found in the Temple of Hathor, shows what appears to be a large, elongated object with a filament-like structure inside. Surrounding figures seem to be holding or interacting with it. Could this be evidence that the ancient Egyptians had access to electrical technology? Another Egyptian anomaly is the Thule Papyrus, an ancient document that describes a mass sighting of fiery disks in the sky during the reign of Pharaoh Thutmose III. According to the text, these disks hovered over Egypt before eventually ascending back into the heavens. While skeptics argue that this document is misinterpreted, it aligns with similar reports from other ancient cultures describing glowing, otherworldly craft appearing in the skies. Now, let's shift our focus to South America, where we find some of the most compelling evidence of a direct space connection, the Nazca Lines of Peru. Etched into the desert over 2,000 years ago, these massive geoglyphs depict animals, geometric shapes, and humanoid figures. The strangest part? They can only be fully appreciated from the sky. Why would an ancient civilization create enormous, intricate designs that could only be viewed from above unless they were meant for an audience in the air? Some researchers believe the Nazca people might have had aerial capabilities or were creating these lines as messages or markers for beings descending from the heavens, and the evidence doesn't stop there. Just a few hundred miles away in the Bolivian Andes lies Tiwanaku, a site that defies explanation. The massive blocks of Pumapunku, a section of Tiwanaku, are so precisely cut that modern engineers struggle to replicate their precision. These stones, some weighing over 100 tons, were transported across vast distances without the use of wheels or beasts of burden. Even stranger, they contain interlocking grooves, almost as if they were part of a larger mechanical structure. Some alternative researchers propose that Tiwanaku wasn't just an ancient city, it may have been an energy hub or an advanced technological site. This theory is supported by the fact that many of its structures align with celestial bodies, as if they were tracking cosmic movements with pinpoint accuracy. Moving further into Mesoamerica, we find another bizarre artifact, King Pacal's sarcophagus lid in the Mayan city of Palenque. This intricate carving shows Pacal in a pose that some claim resembles an astronaut seated inside a spacecraft, manipulating controls. His feet appear to be pressing pedals, while flames or propulsion-like patterns emerge from beneath him. Could this be an artistic representation of space travel, or is it merely a symbolic depiction of Pacal's journey into the afterlife? These anomalies force us to reconsider everything we think we know about ancient civilizations. Were they merely primitive societies slowly evolving through trial and error, or did they have access to advanced knowledge, perhaps gifted to them by an external force? This brings us to one of the most debated topics in alternative history, the idea that ancient civilizations may have interacted with extraterrestrial beings. Throughout history, cultures across the globe have described sky gods, visitors from the heavens or beings of light who descended to teach humanity. Take the Hopi tribe of North America, who speak of the Kachina spirits, beings that came from the stars to guide their ancestors. The Zulu people of Africa tell of the Chaitauri, reptilian-like beings that supposedly ruled over early humans. The Dogons speak of the Nommo, the Sumerians of the Anunnaki, and the Egyptians of the Neteru. The similarities are striking. If these were simply myths, why do they share so many common themes across cultures that were supposedly isolated from one another? One possible explanation is that ancient people mistook actual extraterrestrial visitors for gods. Without the framework of modern science, early humans would have described advanced beings in the only way they knew, through religious or mythological language. A glowing craft descending from the sky could have been perceived as a chariot of the gods. A humanoid figure in a suit or breathing apparatus might have been seen as a divine messenger. The implications of this theory are profound. If true, it suggests that the evolution of human civilization was not entirely organic, but was influenced, accelerated, or even guided by external intelligences. So what happened? If ancient civilizations really did have contact with advanced beings, or possessed lost knowledge, why did it disappear? Some believe that an ancient cataclysm wiped out this knowledge, perhaps a global disaster that forced humanity to start over. Others think that this knowledge was deliberately hidden or lost over time, only surviving in cryptic texts, legends, and symbols. But the biggest question remains: if ancient civilizations were once connected to the cosmos, is that connection still there? The lost connection, hidden evidence, and the future of humanity. If ancient civilizations were truly connected to advanced knowledge, perhaps even influenced by extraterrestrial beings, why was this connection lost? Was it buried by time, erased by cataclysmic events, or deliberately hidden from us? To find the answers, we must look at the evidence that mainstream historians often overlook, the gaps in our historical records, and the emerging discoveries that suggest we may be on the verge of rediscovering our lost past. The Great Forgetting: what happened to our advanced ancestors? Throughout history, multiple cataclysms have reshaped civilization. The Younger Dryas event around 12,800 years ago is one of the most significant. Many researchers believe that Earth was struck by fragments of a massive comet, triggering extreme climate shifts, massive flooding, and the abrupt destruction of advanced prehistoric societies. This theory, supported by geological evidence and ancient myths of a great flood, suggests that civilizations like Atlantis, if they ever existed, may have been wiped out almost overnight. The ancient Sumerians, one of the world's earliest known civilizations, spoke of the Anunnaki, powerful deities or advanced beings who supposedly descended from the heavens. According to their texts, the Anunnaki taught them agriculture, astronomy, and writing before mysteriously departing. If they were real, could they have left Earth due to a global catastrophe, leaving humanity to rebuild from the ashes? Then there's the case of Göbekli Tepe, a megalithic site in modern-day Turkey, dating back to 12,000 years ago, thousands of years before mainstream historians believe complex societies existed. The precision of its massive stone pillars suggests advanced engineering, yet it predates known civilizations like Mesopotamia and Egypt by millennia. Even stranger, it was deliberately buried. Who built it, and why did they cover it up? Could it have been an attempt to preserve knowledge before a looming disaster? And what about the pyramids of Egypt, Mexico, and China? Why do they all share strikingly similar architectural features, despite being built by civilizations that, according to mainstream history, never interacted? Some researchers suggest that these pyramidal structures weren't just tombs or temples, but energy-harnessing devices, possibly using Earth's electromagnetic fields. If that's true, then humanity once possessed a scientific understanding that we are only now beginning to rediscover. Secret knowledge and hidden artifacts. Is the truth being suppressed? Many believe that ancient knowledge hasn't just been lost, it's been deliberately hidden. Across the world, rumors persist of suppressed discoveries, artifacts and ancient texts that could change our understanding of history, but are kept away from the public eye. Take, for example, the Smithsonian cover-up theory. Some researchers claim that the Smithsonian Institution has removed or destroyed artifacts that don't fit mainstream historical narratives, particularly evidence of giant skeletons found in North America. Numerous 19th-century newspaper reports document the discovery of unusually large human remains, sometimes exceeding 10 feet in height. These skeletons often vanished after being handed over to museums or governmental institutions. Could these findings have challenged our accepted history, prompting their suppression? Then there's the Vatican's secret archives, rumored to contain ancient texts, lost manuscripts, and possibly extraterrestrial evidence. Why does the Vatican, a religious institution, maintain such strict secrecy over these documents? What could they contain that would be considered too dangerous for the world to see? One particularly intriguing text is the Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish script that was removed from the Bible. It describes beings known as the Watchers, celestial entities that descended to Earth, taught humans advanced knowledge, and even interbred with them. This story bears eerie similarities to the myths of the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, and other sky gods from various cultures. Why was this book banned? What knowledge did it contain that was deemed too controversial? In the heart of the Amazon, explorers have stumbled upon underground tunnel networks that stretch for miles, carved into solid rock with a level of precision that even modern technology struggles to replicate. Locals speak of these tunnels as the remnants of an ancient subterranean civilization. Were these underground networks built for protection, or do they lead to something that we're not meant to find? And let's not forget Antarctica, a landmass buried under miles of ice. Yet satellite images and declassified documents suggest the presence of pyramidal structures beneath the ice sheet. Could these be remnants of an ancient lost civilization? Some speculate that Antarctica was once home to an advanced society that thrived before the Earth's last great cataclysm. Are we being watched? Modern UFO encounters and the return of the sky gods. While we struggle to piece together our ancient past, there's growing evidence that extraterrestrial beings never really left. The modern UFO phenomenon has gained serious attention in recent years, with governments around the world declassifying once secret reports about unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. In 2020, the Pentagon admitted to possessing footage of unidentified flying objects performing maneuvers beyond human capability. These objects display characteristics eerily similar to the flying chariots, vimanas, and celestial vehicles described in ancient texts. Could these be the same entities that guided early civilizations, now observing us from a distance? One of the most famous UFO cases, the Rendlesham Forest Incident 1980, involved multiple military personnel witnessing a glowing craft landing in the woods of England. One officer, Sergeant Jim Peniston, even claimed to have touched the object, receiving a telepathic binary code message. When translated, the message contained coordinates to ancient sites like the Great Pyramid and Nazca lines. Could this mean that these locations hold some hidden knowledge or energy that extraterrestrials are still interested in? If so, are they merely watching, or are they waiting for us to reach a certain level of understanding before re-establishing contact? What does this mean for the future of humanity? If ancient civilizations truly had a connection to spacefaring beings or advanced knowledge, then our future might not just be about technological progress. It could be about reclaiming what was lost. Imagine if we rediscovered the energy secrets of the pyramids, if we unlocked the mysteries of anti-gravity and free energy, if we finally confirmed that humanity was never alone in the universe. Would this knowledge unite us or divide us further? And most importantly, if the ancient gods do return, will they come as teachers or as rulers? The answer may lie in our past, hidden beneath the sands of forgotten civilizations, locked away in secret archives, or waiting for us to be ready. The question is, are we prepared for the truth? What do you think? Was humanity guided by an advanced force in the past? Are we still being watched? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing mysteries.